Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 11 of Joan of Arc, and we are playing from the Apocalypse expansion set. We are going to be playing the scenario called The Mark of the Beast. We just wrapped up Season 10, where we played the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. You can go check out that video in the links. And we are going to jump into Season 11. So this one, we're going to feature the Beast. We've got this massive miniature of the Beast. Painted up. You can go check out our paint through video if you haven't seen that. Links below as well. And we're also going to feature in this game the Antichrist. So here's a painted video of this guy. These are each represented in this scenario with the card or the sort of boss board. You can see the different stats for these here. So we'll kind of go through those. We will jump into the gameplay. First, a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Pontos Fathom Press. Alchemy of Azathoth, now available in the wild. Go check that out. Hermeticism of Hastur, Necromancy of Nyarlathotep. 3-part disclosure from the Necronomicon fragment from Pontos Fathom Press, our sponsor. Go check out the bookstore link. We also have a Patreon. You can check out some of those books there for as little as $1. So go check that out. And you can also see some of our behind the scenes in painting, our paint through list coming up for 2023, including Song of Ice and Fire, Joan of Arc. We're going to be starting to do a couple of new series too. We'll hint those over there. We'll be doing War of the Rings. And we'll be finally releasing our mod for Eldritch Horror based on the Katu journals. So go check those out. So let's kind of go into this scenario. I will go through the components one by one for the setup round, and then we'll jump into turn one. So first off, if we look at the scenario, Mark of the Beast, it says, Then I saw the second beast coming out of the earth. It had 2 horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. Because of the signs it was given to perform, it deceived the inhabitants of the earth, and it also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name, and the number is 666, Revelation 13. So it says, so again, this comes after, this is sort of the campaign after the 4 Horsemen, and we actually played through this with the 4 Horsemen cards. You guys can see those there. So this one features the unholy player with the beast and the Antichrist, the holy player with armies, some saints, and a number of citizens. It says, after the slaughter perpetrated by the horsemen of the apocalypse, the survivors bury their dead, gathering and praying for their salvation. The respite is short-lived, however, since at this moment the Antichrist comes into play, followed by his animal companion, the beast. Between the two of them, they raise an army recognizable by the number tattooed on their skin. These men and women are convinced to follow them, either by force or wickedness. Few stand up before them, and they each end up inside the belly's beast and its 666-meter-long guts. Only a few saints come down to earth to attempt to discourage mankind from getting branded by evil. Okay, so first things here, we're using the Legend deck, and we also have 7 rounds, so we'll get those cards set up over here. We do have the unholy player has the beast and the Antichrist, and just from a map point of view, you can see that we've got these setup areas. They're sort of caves. So you have a cave here, a cave where the beast is up at the top, and another cave down here. So each of these caves are also the spawning points for the unholy player. And then for our holy player, we have the church and a number of buildings. Those start as the rally and spawning points for the, I'm calling them spawning points, I mean rally points. So let's kind of go into the victory conditions, special rules set up, and then we'll jump right into turn 1. Okay, so first off, victory conditions. Unholy player can earn victory points through these methods. Civilians branded by the mark of the beast, see corrupting humankind, 1 victory point. Holy units transformed into an unholy creature. Now this is a cool component. So let's kind of go into this this component. So in this game we've got, maybe I'll pull the cards out. We're going to use the executioner, the merchant girl, and the priest to represent 3 saints. It says Saint Sebastian, Saint Pascal, and Saint Blandina. Okay, and so we see those represented. We have those represented by these 3. But they also are able, so you've got the executioner, the merchant girl, and the priest. They can also spawn 3 angels, an angelic herald, an angel, or a destructive angel. So that's one of the special rules, like the saintly power of the holy player. So put those on reserve. Let's show our minis for each of these. So we have our angels here that'll be in play. I'm going to use these 3. And again, we've got miniature paint throughs, both for Reliquary and for the main box and for Apocalypse. I think we're on 3 rounds of Apocalypse miniature painting. So, you know, a lot of what we do on the channel is the hobby side of the channel. Part I enjoy and you guys definitely like as well. So go check the paint through for these out. That'll be pretty cool. Let's also show the minis of Executioner here. So these are our saints. This will be Saint Sebastian and our other 2 saints, represented by the merchant girl and the priest. Okay, so that's the first kind of strange dynamic. The second strange dynamic is the unholy player doesn't start out with ground forces. They just start out with the big bats. But there's this kind of corruption idea called corrupting humankind. As soon as a unit from the Holy Army, except angels or a civilian, is disrupted or destroyed, the beast or the Antichrist gets corrupted. Discard this unit and replace it with an unholy unit. So, for example, infantry become plague bearers, cavalry become mounted specters, civilians become gargoyles, devourers, or flying demons of the unholy player's choice. So this is kind of cool. So some of the so these are our pieces that we have in play. So we'll have crossbowmen, we've got sergeants at arms, we've got mounted bowmen, and we've got mounted knights, okay? So from this pool, they can fight normally. So you've got our mounted bowmen, right? We've got our cavalry, mounted gentry knights, right? We've got our in our various cavalry, various infantry, whether it's sergeants at arms. We get some sergeants at arms here, or we've even got some peasants, right? Just some villagers. Okay, so the idea here is, as they get corrupted, we can replace them with either of these creatures. So we can use spectral mounted specters to replace our mounted gentry or our mounted bowmen. We can use these plague victims, maybe for our peasants. They'll swap out as they get corrupted. And then we also have gargoyles, devourers, and winged demons here. We'll just show them here, right? So those will be swapped out. So basically, is as these forces fall to the corruption, they get switched into the, and those are the sort of reserve cards for the unholy player. Got these here. Flying demons, devourers, gargoyles, plague bearers, and mounted specters. That's pretty cool. Like, I'm looking forward to playing that. That should be pretty interesting. Some other details from the setup. When we set up, we'll go through and we place holy units are set up initially in any areas except for inside the buildings or inside the caves. And the unholy units are set up in the caves. I'll start out with the Antichrist at this cave, and we'll start out with the beast at that top cave, and then we'll set up our forces around these rally points. Have not yet set them up, and then we'll leave the unholy pieces in reserve for when those guys come through. Lastly, terrain corruption. So terrain corruption is the Antichrist and the beast can transform the hex they are currently in into a pentacle, lava, or scorched earth hex. So this is another mechanism. So we've got stacked here underneath our tabletop real estate is limited here. So underneath our angelic sky board, we've got a number of lava pieces. We've got pentacle pieces and just cemetery pieces, a number of corruption pieces that we can use. So as they touch the ground, they can corrupt it, which I think is pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Also, I see that there's footprints on this. This is interesting. That's kind of cool that the footprints, like the beast had walked from this. If you guys can see that on the board, those are pretty good details. Okay, so that's corruption. What this does, if it's a pentacle, an unholy hex unit activated on a pentacle can move to another pentacle instead of an adjacent area. So they're transportation portals. So the pentacle is like a bridge, so you can just teleport between pentacles. And lava, a holy unit cannot move into a lava hex. Okay, and then finally, scorched earth. When a holy unit is attached within a scorched earth area, all blank results become disrupted results. Wow, so you get like a minus to play that. Lastly, we've got this mechanism of the saints. So we said again, the saints can transform. Saints cannot be attacked. The unholy units cannot go into their areas. If Saint Sebastian is the patron saint of bowmen and soldiers, if a holy unit attacks while Saint Sebastian is in its area, all of its blank results become push results. Saint Pascal, expert on transubstantiation. When Saint Pascal is activated, he can transform one activation order into a reactivation order. Okay, that's cool. And then finally, Saint Blandina did not deny her faith during her martyrdom. Hexes containing Saint Blandina and units in her area cannot be corrupted. So we also have the beginning of each turn, the Holy Army can deploy the angels associated with the saint in the same area as the saint. So I'm thinking that Saint Sebastian will be in with the bowmen and the soldiers. Maybe he'll be leading that army. And then we can activate the different saints. You can do an angel, an angelic herald, or a destructive angel can be deployed. And then finally, in this scenario, the civilians are all considered parts of the Holy Army. They can only be activated when by themselves, and if an unholy unit moves into the same area as a civilian, these civilians immediately become destroyed. So again, we have all of our civilians that are mapped out here. I've already got them placed on the board. You can see that there's apothecary here, blacksmith, bone setter, so you can see them all here. Apothecary, farmer, soothsayer, citizen, bone setter, and doctor. Okay, so we'll get all those lined up. Finally, we each have an intrigue card. Both the holy and unholy player has an intrigue card, and we've got three different actions on this. Mark of the Beast. Unholy player gets the Black Sleep, Flying Ally, or Come Hither for 1, 1, and 2 intrigue tokens. Holy player gets Alarming Cry, Sudden Realization, and the Sign of the Cross for 2, 1, and 3. So these will come into play as well. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for the setup. I will go ahead and place these armies. You'll see how I do it. I'll think a little bit about it. Get them set up on between takes. Get them ready for round 1. I won't bore you through it because I'll just probably figure out how to best strategize on this. But I'll give you notes onto how my idea is when we kick off in round 1. So go check out round 1. Thank you guys for watching, and looking forward to playing Mark of the Beast Season 11. Check out our links below, and thanks for liking and subscribing, helping to grow the channel. Your comments below. Hey guys, let me know what you guys are interested in watching. 2023, we got all kinds of content coming up. Song of Ice and Fire, more Joan of Arc. Digging deeper into our War of the Rings and Lovecraftian gameplay. Also throwing in some curveballs in there. We did Viking Gods. We thought that was kind of cool by bringing back some strange games from times past. Let me know what you guys would like to see. Things about this game you like. If you've got links to your own video paintings from Joan of Arc or gameplays, throw them in the comments. Let's grow this community. Talk to you guys in turn 1. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.